Hey, you guys, what's going on? I missed you guys. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if the people in the back, can you hear me? What's going on, you guys? It's your girl, Oh, look at me. Yes, the mic is working. The hostess with the mostest. How you guys doing today? I've been having some interesting conversations here lately, and I am excited to get into some of those things. Let's pull it up. How are you guys feeling? It is Wednesday, okay? We are halfway through it, and we're just gonna breathe through it, okay? Excuse me, Mr. Sir, because you were here on time today. It ain't an echo. It was like the little other thing, but y'all are, you know what? Y'all are tough to please. I can't. But how y'all doing? I did some rearranging and changing some things, and I was playing with it before I got started, and then I was like, all right, let me see. And I didn't know that it was going to even change the way you guys' messages show up. I didn't know that. But y'all is here on time with me. Yes, look at the love. Hey, family. How y'all doing today? Hey, Andre, how you doing? Nice to see you. You guys, make sure you share the show. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, okay? I rearranged some things. I was like, let me Oh, I like that new diddly. The new diddly. I have not been to a Diddy party. Although I ain't gonna lie. Sound like it was a time. If Tremanda was here, she'd have popped me. Let's see. Let's see. Just do the fish. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh no, let me do this. All right, y'all. So listen. No, no. Look at y'all saying, hey CJ, hey CJ. Hey. Oh my god, CJ, wait. Did you just beat Sonera tonight? Y'all drop one of the bombs to Sierra. I am going to get my little board. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm super excited though, you guys. Damn, keyboard messed up my message. Yeah, it be like that. But yeah, I'm been working on changing some things. You guys, I have been running around like a chicken with my head cut off, and I was like, okay, I've been doing everything else for everybody else, and just really, woo sign. I if you guys notice, we didn't take a summer break. Okay, I mean, feel like shout out to us. The summer ain't over yet, but we have not taken a summer break, you guys. And I really was feeling like maybe I should, just to get things done. But you know how you know yourself, right? You have to know you better than anybody else, okay? Because I said if I take this break, you better execute and you better do some things. Y'all know what I'm saying? Y'all ever be like, I'm gonna do this today, and then y'all don't do it, and it's like, what did I do with my day? So I'm trying to shift back into not wasting my days. So I definitely need a woosah. So I'm figuring out when to capture the woosah along with still doing what I need to do. So today I said, okay, all right, we're in year 9. Girl, you is no longer bowhead. Because I love that picture. But I was like, girl, you was no longer bowhead. You got to get some photos. We got to do some things with these braids while you got your hair braided or something, because you got hair now. So I just like for people to, when they're watching the show, um, with a trigger warning, this may come from a childhood trauma. And I don't even know if it's a trauma, right? But you guys tell me, I don't like when I go to people's funerals. And I remember when I was little, we used to go to funerals, and the person on the obituary didn't look like the person I knew. Of course, because I didn't know you back in 1929. You know what I mean? So for me, this is what, so I was little. So I always thought that when people had pictures of themselves that didn't look like themselves on obituaries, I was like, okay, maybe nobody had any recent pictures. Listen, I was a child. This is how I process it. Don't judge me. Some of y'all got some jacked up ways how y'all process some things too. But so that is also what prompts me to take so many pictures. Like I have a boatload of pictures in my phone. Y'all, if y'all hang with me, y'all know me. I love pictures because I'm like, I will not, and I'm thinking like this at 6, 7, 10, 12. Like I'm a little girl thinking like this. And I'm like, if something happens to me, there will be no um non-recent pictures in my stuff. You know what I mean? Like I need y'all to know who that is. So I was like, now I take pictures, 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 pictures. So I was a kid, so that's where I think that comes from. So now that we're here, and even though I had got like I don't even want to say lackadaisy, but kind of just had so many other pressures in life, just pulling from other areas. Oh yeah, you did say you wanted to take a break. Like I know I did, and guess what? Y'all voted. I can't remember. Somebody on here, y'all told me not to take no break. So I just want y'all to know at this point, y'all need to give me $5 a piece for not taking no break. Because I listen to y'all, okay? Knowing I got stuff to do. But so I take the pictures, and so I was like, okay, you no longer have the short hair. When people log onto the show, when people see you, hey, it needs to be what it is now, at least similar to how you look now and things like that. So that's my little childhood trauma. Okay. But I don't even know if that is considered a trauma. But that goes to just show you, right? Um, what you learn and see in your childhood, how it affects you to as an adult. We probably get into some of that tonight because I feel like that goes along with some of this conversation because um it's just that's just something that I think, okay? To be honest, that's the only reason why I started taking pictures a couple years ago. Before then, there's hardly any pictures, memories of me for anyone to remember me by. Yes, and and I know some people say they don't like taking pictures and things like that, but you got to take the pictures. But just for that reason. And I realized that when I was a little girl. So I was like, nope, I want my stuff on my obituary and stuff to look like me. I want there to be recent pictures of me. Because when I was little, like my grandmother and stuff like that wasn't the lady I knew, but I knew that was the lady that other people knew. But my childhood brain didn't process it that way. So you guys, I take pictures. But what's funny? Anytime there is any type of event, not necessarily like someone passing away or just like anything, I am the person, okay? My family used to get on me for forever, but I am the girl. I am that girl that everyone texts or calls and say, do you have a picture of such and such? So, they get tired of me being like, but then I started turning the camera on me where my mother be like, oh, that doesn't make any sense because Candace don't keep pictures of people who are not her in her phone. Call it what you want, but it is my phone. But I do to a degree. I have it in like a backup folder. But for the most part, I get the picture. I'm like, look, y'all better get your pictures now because I'm always cleaning up my phone. Hey, Mama Retta, how are you? Hey, girl. I hope all is well. I used to run into you at the stores. I don't even run into the stores no more. Trump then took all the money. I ain't got no money to go to no store. I hope you're doing good. It's nice seeing you. Thanks for dropping in. Um, and so, those are just the things, right? Um, so I'm encouraging you guys, take pictures, take more pictures, okay? I love taking pictures. I miss my old complexion, but it is what it is. I'm slowly getting used to the vitiligo. Okay, but you know what? And even with people with vitiligo are still very pretty. Like Winnie, the model Winnie, she's pretty. She's a pretty girl. Yes, girl. Listen, you gotta love you before anybody else can, and that is just what getting older and more mature and just learning life and just learning self, you know, I've already was a person where I really didn't care what anybody had to say, what you thought. But I used to hear like my older friends and stuff would say, they used to say, man, when you turn 40, that's when you're like, fuck it button go on, and you don't care about anything. You don't care about what nobody say. You don't care if they got something to say because you're switching jobs or what you wear or this, that, the third. And I am like, yo, I don't know if I agree because I've always been like that. So I think whenever I reach those pinnacles, right, it might make it worse for me. What y'all think? Now, listen, for the people who are in here that are older than me, right? Y'all are seasoned, okay? Let me know. Is there a certain time frame where your button goes off and you like, I don't care. I'm putting this on, I'm eating this, I'm doing this, I'm wearing this, I'm saying how I feel, I'm cutting people off. Do you get to a certain age and get to that point? And if you are already like that before you reach that age, do it make it worse? Does it make it worse? Like, I need to know. Let us know in the chat. Yeah, you good. I'm good, baby. Check it. I'm so happy that you are good. Ah, y'all, shout outs to Mama Ryder, y'all. She like one of the only police I like. Her and a few others. Let's see. My centerpieces were different pictures from each decade. Yeah. I did that one year for my birthday. Um, I had different pictures of me, different hairstyles, and the centerpieces of the tables. I love it like that because it's like they at the table, they don't know. It's like, oh, I remember. Somebody might be like, I remember this picture. Or look at this. Just things like that. So just take pictures. Um, but yeah, I'm just heavy. Oh my gosh. I am. Oh, wait a minute, ladies. I know if you're watching this, let me know. I have reached a point in life where my feet have to be comfortable. Oh my God. Why? Why didn't nobody tell me that your feet needing to be and having to be comfortable was like one of the most pleasurable experiences in life? Oh my goodness. I remember tipping after the club, feet hurt you, tipping, trying to be cute. I have reached, this is my word, a pinnacle in life where I am like, I cannot put shoes on if my feet are not comfortable. If they're not comfortable. As women mature, we stay trying to keep yourself in appearance up. Yes. Yes. I still like being sexy. Yes. And then, too, it's nothing like when you can be, y'all know, I used to, I'm going to put on, I'm going to show this, I'm going to do that. I never reached the stage in life where my cheeks was hanging out. That must be this like new generation. I can't do that. Like how them girls, shout outs to them who do it though. I could never go wear a thong bathing suit and put it on the internet. I don't know. It's just too much. Like I just can't do it. No judgment to those who do it. But it's just something with me. I always be like, I'm a mom. Like, even though my daughter is grown, I remember one time we went on vacation and they were like, well, what you going to do this? And I was like, oh, I'm not wearing that. My daughter is with me. Mind you, she grown. And they was like, well, she grown. I'm not putting that on. Now you say what you want to say. You understand? And it's like, I was like, I just wouldn't feel comfortable walking down the street or being on vacation with my daughter and I got a thong and she got a thong and we just like I just can't. I don't know. I don't know how. Maybe I don't know. And I was raised by a baby boomer. So I think that plays a part in it too. But I don't know. It's just like I'm always a mom. We were on vacation. I didn't put on clothes. And it really wasn't a lot because I got my June child. My June child, I like me a little see-through shirt, things like that, and all of that. And that's when I came out and put my little shirt on, all that. But it was after she was already gone and she was asleep, gone off doing her thing. And they was like, "Oh, you really would?" Yeah, I can't do it. I'm just not able to do certain things. I don't know. I always go into that mommy mode, Um, and I don't know. Do you guys do that? Like, is that a button that goes off where it's like she grown, I'm going wear? I don't know. And I think too, I didn't really like my mom didn't really dress provocative either. Um, so maybe that spilled off in it over on me too. But it's just like, I'm not gonna be with my daughter. First of all, I was already a teenage mom, right? And now that I'm getting finer with time. We can actually do things together, but I'm just not going to do certain things with her present. I don't know. Maybe I'm an alien. I don't know, but that's just me. Inside clothes are the new outside clothes. Oh my goodness. And then you know what else too? I've started having over the years more fun in the house than outside. But definitely, I have definitely reached a place where my feet got to be comfortable. I don't care what it is. I have to be comfortable, especially now that I go and I do a lot of reviews and I do a lot of visiting museums and walking around. CJ, walking in parks and all that. I don't have time to be tipping in the park and doing all this because, for one, I might bust a move anywhere. For two, I like to do anything. It's just a lot of those things. I just never know with me. Okay. I never know with me. So I just make sure that I'm prepared. But I definitely love, 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 you know, um, I reached that age of my feet gotta be comfortable. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna put a heel on. Oh, I can put a heel on, but it gotta be a comfortable heel. Yes, indeed. For all the walking comfort is a must. Baby, listen, walk comfort is a must, and being hydrated is a must. And being mentally prepared, because you guys, I know when you guys see people online and they're going around, they're making a content, and you think that it can be done in 5 minutes, and some people with teams can do it. But when you meet, I'm the writer, producer, director, and the talent. Okay, heavy on it. This is why I gotta get my sound effect button so I could have dropped the bomb and went boom. Um, it takes a lot, right? So you see people put content together, you see people do videos, and you almost see the aftermath. Now, if you follow me, because what you should be doing, follow me on all platforms, okay? I do show you the behind the scenes and all that type of stuff, and as I do it in my stories. But you got to be comfortable. You have to. I have to be comfortable. You have to be comfortable. Sometimes you're doing a lot of standing. Um, I mean, I was literally just standing on my feet doing content and all that other stuff like a week or so ago for like 9 hours. So I gotta be comfortable. But thank y'all. Moving on to what we getting in tonight. All right. So this was geared from a conversation with me and one of my friends, right? Give us a heart and a thumbs up if you're here. Share the show. Share the show. If you would like to support, send some Facebook stars. If you would like to support. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the like button. Sharing is caring. And if you would like to contribute to CCS, because you love the show and because you just want to sow into a purpose, make sure you head on over to the website as you see it scrolling across your screen, and you can go into the website and give a donation. You are truly appreciated. Now, let's get into what we're getting into. Oh, and I'm gonna be rearranging the studio. Everything must go. Now I'm trying not to get rid of everything, because my friends always be like, "Girl, you always giving everything away," because I got too much stuff. But yeah, everything, we're getting rid of this stuff. So yeah, y'all see, we've already started with the little things, the little details. Um, but all right. So is marriage the new humiliation ritual? Right. So I was having this conversation, and you know what? Oh, let me put the call in button down below in case some people want to call in. And y'all know I like to call people. So I might end up calling one of my friends who I was having this conversation with, because he had me cracking up. So we were talking about marriage. And I was like, for me personally, I was like, I can't, we were talking. I said, oh my God, I cannot stand. I don't know. It's just me. When I see people crying and acting a fool when they get proposed to, I like, oh my God, right? Just because for me, I'm like, dang, did you not? Some people get excited and they cry. I understand that, but we're talking about me, okay? We're talking about how I process stuff sometimes. And I was like, dang, why are you crying? Because he asked you to marry him. Did you not think you were worthy of a ring? Did you not think that you would ever get it? Like, I don't know. But I have seen some people who got proposed to and they didn't do all of that and they like, yes. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. But I don't know. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about. Maybe, it's so many things. Joy, happiness. I understand all those emotions exist at once. So this is how the conversation come up. So we were laughing and he was talking and he was sharing his thought on different things. So then we were talking about how there's a lot of like smoke and mirrors with the media and different things that go on in the world. And of course we know everything doesn't apply to everybody. And if it doesn't apply, let it what? Fly. That's right. I heard you in the back. Thank you. And so he was like, well, yeah, I feel that's just how I feel about, marriage. He was like, I feel like marriage is a humiliation ritual. And I was like, really? Like let's dig deeper. And I was like, well, why do you think that? And as we were talking about it, I was like, oh wow. And he was like, because listen, he was like women, he was like a dude will take and drag a woman through the mud. Like he done took her through everything, whether he lying, whether he cheating on her, whether he beating on her, whatever it is, she will go through. He was like, yo, he was like, in his language from my mouth, he said, bitches go through hell to get them rings. And I was like, And he was like, so it's like, he was like, yo, it's almost like getting married or proposed to is a humiliation ritual. And I was like, oh, wow. So, like in Hollywood and stuff like that, some of them, that's why some people feel like, exact right, CJ, like we got to unpack this, right? Yes. And this is why Lizzo goes with her back and forth thing, but you know how like in like for example, um when she was out here running around naked and then she'll get on the internet, embarrass herself and then cry about how people are treating her on the internet. We just watched Kevin Hart go through a ritual or whatever. Did you get the half thing? All right. Thank you. We just watched Kevin Hart go through one. Y'all can say what y'all want. Um Gracias, sí, señora. Close the door. Thank you. We just watched him go through one, right? Yes, CJ, it's interesting. So I was like, you know what? I think you're onto something there. And of course we call it things because it's funny. But he said, yo, it is. And I was like, you know what? And I was like, you know what? I think you might be right. I said, because I've seen on the internet where women have just went off on their boyfriends, right? Their current boyfriends. Y'all don't, I don't act like y'all don't know the people who go off on the internet on Facebook. Oh, I can't believe he did this. Well, this man did that and blah, 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 blah. And I don't want him and da. And then you turn around and they are either accepting a proposal or they're getting married. So when we were having this conversation, I was like, and he was like, right. After I explained that to him, after I said that, like, you know what? He said, right. He said, exactly. That's the point. Like, my point. Like, bitches got to humiliate themselves and get dragged through the mud for a proposal. And I was like, ooh. He said, it's like at the end of that, the reward is, oh, I did all this shit to her. I might as well go ahead and marry her. And it's like, ooh. And I remember having a conversation years ago, rest in peace. And he knew the history of me and my daughter's father, and he was like a dad to me. Not my daughter's father, but Mr. James. Well, y'all don't know Mr. James, but I know Mr. James. Shout out to Mr. James. Rest in peace, Mr. James. And he said, you know, you would have been able to keep him if you'd have popped out more babies, right? And we talking like these are conversations that I have with like some people around. And I said, huh. He said, I said, what? He said, yeah. He said, because then he would have felt like it was cheaper to keep you than to y'all in the relationship. I was like, oh, hell no. And I was like in my 20s when he said this. CJ said, that's really crazy because why is a ring that important to go through all of that with a person as if you can't find a better person to get the ring from? That is the best question. That is the best question. Um, let's ponder on that. And um, we're going to get back to that. I like that. And the thing was, I was like, oh my goodness, because even with some of the celebrities, I've even heard some other guys, like even when y'all know I used to be in a barbershop. Y'all know I was in the barbershop. I'm like one of the guys. You know, they would I would hear them talk in the barbershop. Some of them were married, some of them were not. And the things they would say about us women, I would be like, do your wife know you feel like this? And like, what in the world? And then of course, when you call them out on it, it's always like, well, no, I'm just saying, like, that's just an opinion. My bro, you poking your chest out with that opinion, baby. But I'm gonna mind my business, right? And I was like, you know what? I think you're right. Like it is a dag on. It is almost like that because y'all know I like to watch TV. If we go back to Baby Boy, before Rodney came home, right? Think about it. If y'all give me a heart and a thumbs up when you get in here. You guys share the show. And thank you for all the engagement tonight. Remember the movie Baby Boy? Before Baby Boy, right? Before Rodney came home, before his mother got a boyfriend, right? Before he found out Yvette was answering the calls from Rodney, Yvette wanted to marry him. If y'all remember this movie, see now that you're a little older, you might have learned some things. You might got to go back. I don't know about y'all, but I would like to rewatch a movie about 50, 11, 20 times. And I see something new all the time. And she really wanted to marry Jody, right? And from the beginning, and the fact when she was like, when he had to come, she was like, you still fucking peanut? I knew that. I figured that. I knew that much. It's like, damn, it is almost like when well, it is the truth. When you don't want to leave, you definitely are saying, yo, I'm accepting whatever comes along with it, right? But she wanted that. And then at the end, what happened? He made her get rid of all those babies, but then he ended up proposing to her. And she was excited. Like that's what she wanted. She wanted him. So when me and my friends are having this conversation, I am like, yo, yeah, I think you might be on to something. So it's like, oh, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna ask the people, is marriage, has marriage become the new humiliation ritual? Because you'll even have people who know all the history of everything. And then, although I did have a conversation with a married woman before, and she said this to me. She said, everything that he did before we got married um, gets wiped away once we get married. And I was like, okay. Now, is that the same as I forgive you, so I'm not bringing it up anymore? We're getting married now. You chose me over all the whores. So whatever you did doesn't matter. So I was like, interesting. Hey, whatever works. But then it goes to, so if you were a liar, right, abusive and all that before, and then we get together and we walk down the aisle, Does it start all over? Are you on a clean slate? Do you now say, well, he didn't do this to me while we were girlfriend and boyfriend, but he did this to me while we were engaged? Like, I just feel like it just be so many things, and so many people think about things differently. And I find it interesting. I always find it interesting. So when he said, yo, I feel like marriage is the new humiliation ritual, I'm like, I think you might be onto something. Andre said, a ring doesn't fix the abuse, the infidelity, the disrespect in some marriage. It's used as a bondage to cover the wounds for a moment. Have you want to cover the wounds for a moment? Have you want to cover the wounds for a moment? And what you say? Not for me, but I will try not to bring it up when I'm mad. Okay. So you're saying that you wouldn't hold it against them if you guys got married, but you just would hope that you wouldn't bring it up and throw it up in their face in an argument. Is that what you're saying? Okay, 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 okay. You know, I'm sorry, y'all know I'm about to sit here and eat my food. Um, so I was like, hey, I just wanted to know, and shockingly, I wasn't sure anybody was going to touch that topic because it can be a sticky, icky topic. Especially if you're on the other end of that, if you got it because you're stuck around. But I don't know. I look at those things and I just think that, dang, because we do have people who do these things out of the kindness of their heart, and this is something that they want to do, right? And everybody's relationship is not the same. We know that. But it is like, dang, when we sit here on a ratio more than none, a lot of the people whom that are married that you may know of or may not know, or you do know, or whatever, or you've seen or you witnessed, it's like, yo, they then went through some things, or some things that he or she don't know about that they done. You get what I'm saying? So but then they say, what I don't know won't hurt me, and I don't like that line at all. But some people, I'm sorry, I'm out of line for eating this french fry. I'm sorry, I didn't get to eat before the show, and my baby went and got me McDonald's. Facts. But I wonder if my friend is available. But what you said, CJ, like, what do y'all think? Like, y'all are guys. Like, I really want to know. Like, what do y'all think? What are y'all opinions on it? Is it? You better eat your French fries. Thank you. I be trying to be a lady. You right, because when the French fries get cold, they be the nastiest part. You right, King. The link is in the bio. Let me see. Oh, you want me to send you the link? Yeah, I want to know because I thought that was rather interesting when he said that, and I was like, "Damn." Let me see if he'll answer. I'm gonna send you the link. Let me see if he'll answer though, because I just feel like we have to do better as a people. But there is this song too where the young lady said, she said it's called Peace Over Pride. Yes, Benita, yes. It's called Peace Over Pride, right? And I sent it to a couple people. And in this record, she said, I feel forgiveness on your spine. I said, good God. Woohoo! Where they at? Where they at? She said, I feel forgiveness on your spine. And it is almost like, how do we get to a place? I, I'll take you there. Ain't nobody crying. I'll take you there. Like, oh, CJ so cute. She talk about the stars that you can send on Facebook. He didn't send them on YouTube. Shout out to CJ for trying. If CJ don't do nothing else, CJ is going to listen and try, y'all. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, I sent you guys the link, but I was supposed to be saying that. See how I get distracted, y'all? Don't blame me. Let me say. Let me see if he available, cause he gonna blow me. Let's see if he's available. He might be busy. He might be busy. Y'all know over here. Y'all know over here. We just call people randomly. Here, call back. This is not scripted. But yeah, so um oh, okay. Hi.
Hey,
Thank you for joining us tonight. Why your laugh sound like you about to be so sneaky?
messy, right?
Yes.
Messy.
Stephanie's giving you about to be messy. All right, so
But
what's your
it's really
thing?
not because my thing is, I mean, you see people. For one, a lot of people get married for the wrong reasons. That's
Okay.
number one. Nobody. Very rarely do you see people that's actually getting married because they're in love.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you said, they done tolerated 10 years of this mess. He not going nowhere. He don't want her to go anywhere. So let's just get married
Mm-hmm.
and still continue doing the same bullshit that I did the last 10 years. I'm still outside. I'm still sleeping around. I'm still no good. But only thing changes, that's my wife and that's my husband.
Yeah.
None of the behaviors, nothing's changed. It's just a title now. We so called belong to each other. That's it.
So they saying that people should not want to get married for love anymore anyway. You should get love and look at marriage and all that as a business. And I've heard some men say marriage is a business.
A,
And getting
a
married
business
for
how?
love,
Because
they say
in a
getting married
in
for
a
love
business,
disappoints you.
right? But in a business, most times if you're in a business, somebody's profiting something.
If it's a business,
I
my
mean, if
question
it's
is
a
who's the
business,
supervisor?
that part. What's the business though?
Right.
I mean, what's the what am I getting?
Yeah.
Because if I'm getting humiliated and disrespected, and now I got to deal with your side chick and your side, but what am I getting out of this situation?
Yeah.
That is not making sense.
So is it can we even say that it's love that makes us do certain things and deal with certain things? Or can we say that it's the lack thereof self-love that makes us do
I would say
anything?
in some situations it's both. It's
Okay.
both because you got some, like you said, some women that's been torn down so much by this man that she feel like she deserved everything that he's giving her, and that becoming his wife is the prize when it's really not.
Mhm.
So now I can
Okay.
say, like you said, that she beat out all the other chicks and people like she won the teddy bear at the carnival. But
Yeah.
really, she didn't. You're still being humiliated because, yes, you're the wife, but I'm still over here sleeping with him. I'm still doing this. So nothing has changed, but you feel a little bit better because he walked you down the aisle and put a ring on it,
Mm. And
basically.
and I've always said that all he did was just vow to mess around on you for the rest of your life. Nobody else.
If we go back and check some fact check, how not no couple of men that had
Mhm.
cheated the day before the day of the wedding. Like keep it real, like you, it's not going to change.
Mhm.
None of that is going to change. But I still say some people go in it for all the wrong reasons. You got to be have it's got to be some type of love there. For some people, it's genuine, true love, and some people that toxic love that. We ain't going nowhere, so we're just gonna be happy and miserable right here.
Okay. So it's just like you've already accepted he ain't no good. You already accepted the situation, but I just want him.
Or that title to say that
Okay.
I'm wifey. Because sometimes that's all that you get in a situation. It's the title.
So should marriage or is marriage still the goal in relationships today? Because I believe there are some really good marriages out there, right?
It
I
definitely
just
is.
I
It
just don't
definitely
know
is.
why. I just don't know why they're not highlighted a lot. Just like the excuse me, y'all. Just like the deadbeat baby father is talked about more than the dudes who are actually there and our fathers. You know what I mean?
True.
And then I have on the other side of that too is just from different conversations that I've had with like men and stuff that know what they want and different things out of life. It's said that it always comes back to the woman, but in all actuality, it is the woman. And don't shoot me before I say this. Listen, you know what I'm saying? Because what happens is we do not stick to our boundaries. We don't have standards. And like you said, some of us are just looking for a quick fix and just settling for anything. And if you have, excuse me, and if you have, right, if a man is what we say before, when he know he can play with you, he can play with you, but he know he can't play with her, right? And vice versa. For every ain't shit dude, there is what y'all like to call him a low vibrational woman that'll accept him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like he said, I'm trying to call him, but they keep getting me to sign up, and I don't want to. Oh, it's make you sign up for that thing. You probably hitting the link wrong. Let me send it. Let me put it in the chat again. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, we um we are a lot responsible for it because if more women knew who they were, put their foot down, stood on something, didn't fall for anything, the men would have no choice but to better themselves. You get what I'm saying? Like they would have no choice but to step up to the plate, correct? Because everybody knows when they can play with, like we say, when they can play with somebody. You know the woman that you gotta go to with your shit together, and you know the one that you can go to and you don't gotta have nothing together but sling some good alligator tail. Croc, croc, right?
True.
But, but I do, they might y'all might not like me for this right now, but we as women have to do better. We accept and tolerate so much, and one thing that I know me and Handy Mandy used to talk about all the time. You know, she was like in the group. You know, when we used to be really really active over there, she was like, you know, your group taught me a lot. Like it allowed me to see how men think. She said, and all those men, a lot of them, y'all remember some were saying, yo, the things that y'all tolerate as women, we would never tolerate it. So it's just like, yeah, I believe we are responsible for the no good dudes out here. And I have to say that I really do
I
because
don't,
we
well,
accept it.
'cause- and I mean, you also have men who also desire to be husbands and
Mhm,
fathers and want to be married. Like that's also a goal that some men have. They want to be married. They want to find a nice woman and make that happen.
mhm,
Now, here lately, the conversation that's been floating around is why do men be with a woman for 10 years
mhm.
and don't marry her or give it the next woman and they marry within a year?
Mm. Yeah.
I've been looking at the conversations and everybody has been saying a lot, back and forth. But again, It could be that somebody tolerated his action for 10 years and somebody else said, this is what's on the plate. If you're walking through this door, I desire to be a wife. I desire marriage. And he jumped on that train.
Mm.
It might not was a conversation. It might not was brought up or even what I'm saying, a conversation that was had in a previous
It was
relationship.
tremendous. Look, Tremenda said those guys were clutching their pearls at the thought. They were. They were like, what? I remember they was like, women deal with break babies, women deal with cheating, women deal with not coming home. We're not dealing with that, And that's why I always say, yo, we need to take a page out of you guys' book because y'all hold on to y'all standards more than we do. Y'all will set a boundary more than we do. And I don't even want to say it's because of the human anatomy and how we're made and somebody's made to nurture. No, I feel like if you got a heart, we all have some feelings. If you got a conscience, okay? If you don't have one, then you're a psychopath. Jeffrey
True.
Dahmer, so it's just like I don't like putting labels on everything because it also goes back to what we talked about earlier, how you were raised. I know some men who saw their mothers be mistreated and they treat their wives and their girlfriends and their kids' mothers like she the best thing on the planet. You get what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Everything affects some people differently. They don't play that disrespect. They not going to disrespect their mother. They're not going to disrespect the child, the mother of their child. They don't disrespect women at all. And then you always have the other ones who do. So that's definitely different. But hey, caller, how are you? You've been waiting so patiently.
What's up, y'all?
What's going on? What you got to say? Is marriage the new humiliation ritual?
I think it's multifaceted. Is in a nutshell, it's bullshit for real. For real,
What's
man.
bull crap?
Cause it's like kind of like what I commented earlier. It's like why why was somebody? Well, I'm not in the mind of a woman, so I don't know what goes into that whole thought process of being so complacent in this one particular relationship and dealing with whatever it is that she deal with the man to finally get proposed to and say yes, I made it. But you had to endure all this for whatever amount of years when you could have, killed all of that early and said, no, I ain't taking this, I ain't taking that, and go find somebody who's actually on your page and treat you right and get the ring from him. But I do understand that sometimes a person cannot be on that level yet to where they are strong enough to be like, oh no, I'm not taking this. Oh no, I'm not dealing with that. Because some people just don't, some people just ain't there yet. So they get walked over top of until they can't take it no more. And I mean, everybody different, but I just don't like how it just seems like that's really a thing where that seems like, oh, this is the goal, and in order to get this, then I have to endure this, that, and that. No, the fuck you don't. That's not what it's about. Because really, the bottom line to a quote unquote marriage is being equally yoked. If you equally yoked, and if those hard conversations are had in the beginning, then y'all already have a certain level of understanding on where each other coming from and what y'all views are on
I think that
basically everything already as it is. So a lot of the stuff that happens during the relationship probably wouldn't even happen because you already have an understanding on how the other person views things and how the other person you could basically predict who a person is before certain situations happen when you have those different type of conversations to see where they head at in the first place. And that's where
yeah,
a lot of us go wrong at, myself included.
yeah, because I looked at an old show as I was going down the memory lane of Candy Coated, and I was on a show with Coach and Pebbles, and we were talking, about dating and marriage. And Coach was saying, these are conversations that have to be had. And he said, and I said, so you mean to tell me if you ask me to marry you and I say yes and we get married, we are supposed to have a conversation about you being faithful to me. And he said,
Dang.
yes. And I said, I'm gonna put y'all. The show is it was the show during the second season, and I said, what? I said, there is no way that if someone proposes or marries you and I get married, that I am supposed to have a conversation with my husband and ask him, does this mean he's not going to step out on me? But this was and this was a conversation that they both felt, because you know she's married. They both felt like, well, you gotta ask. And I'm like, there's no way I would act that.
That's
And
supposed. That,
and he said, well, then you would be making an assumption. And if something happens, it's your fault.
I remember that episode.
So not you don't have to ask, but why can't it be one of your deal breakers? Why can't you say that if you commit adultery, I'm gone?
What's crazy is, why is
I'm
that even a
honestly,
thing? That's supposed to
Well,
be
right,
the
thank
whole
you.
point.
I'm
if
with
you
you
set,
there.
but that's setting boundaries. This is what I'm going to accept and what I'm not going to accept. So you already told me up front what you're not going to accept. So it's up to me to decide if I break that, I know the consequence. She's going to leave me.
So Andre, so what you're saying is, if I'm here with you and you ask me to marry you, and I say yes, and we get married, as we are married, you should ask me if I'm going to
No,
be faithful to
before
you.
before we do this, what are some of the deal breakers that's going to keep us in this marriage? What are some things that you're not going to tolerate from me? So I have expectations. I need to look, make sure that I keep intact because
Well, that's
we
what
not
that
going
well,
to,
well,
but she's
that's
not
something
going.
different. That's
I'm
different.
not,
Us
right,
talking
but there's
about
a conversation that needs to be had.
right. Us
Some women
talking
say,
about a conversation and us talking about things that go on in the marriage is one thing, but
no, before the
what
marriage.
we're talking about, well,
No,
in
I'm
the
talking about
marriage and
before.
before, right? And
Before.
before, right?
Right.
Okay. I don't think anybody gets into any relationship and say, um, I know this person is going to not mess around on me, or I know this person is going to mess around on me, or whatever, right? But I know that there are unspoken rules in some things, and some of these unspoken rules that are out here, they have to be spoken on. But when it comes to marriage, and if I am already, have that preset notion of you being faithful to me as my boyfriend and as my fiance, I'm not going to think that that is going to change once we get married, and me have to come to you and say, well, well, if we get married, are you going to cheat on me? I just feel like certain conversations is like, what are we getting married for? What are we getting
Well, can
married
I
for?
say something to that?
Yeah, go
Because
ahead.
I feel that you got to remember, like, this is 2026 and the goalpost is always moving nowadays, right? You have
Mm-hmm.
all of these famous people right now married. They get to open in Pandora's box because their person is stepping out on them. So they're inviting other things nowadays. So in
Mm-hmm.
a way, it's almost like, people follow everything they see because they don't have a mind of their own. So they repeating all of this same type of behavior all day. Now, to me, it's ridiculous if we all get married that I have to be requesting for you to stay to yourself.
Yeah.
For me,
True.
that's ridiculous. But I mean, they prove and make you see it all the time that it will happen. I guess it is something you might have to say today, which is still ridiculous. But I just feel they have changed so much, and I know that everybody not going to be the traditional person from back in the day because as time change, people evolve. So everything not going to be back in the day. But gracious, can they keep some kind of sanctuary to something? Like,
Right.
why do you
Exactly.
have to request for your wife or your husband not to cheat? Like, are you going to cheat when we tie this knot?
Right.
Why we doing
And
that?
that's
Like, why?
and that's why I'm just saying, like, I know we can have these conversations, and I know we're going to talk about, do you want children? Well, how many? No, I don't. What you want? I understand and I know that, but it's the what it was the specific question. you should not assume that your husband is going to be faithful to you if that's a conversation that you guys did not have. So when I said, and I was looking at the show that we did, and then I was like, oh my God. And then Pebbles was like, well, if you have a child and you want the child, your husband or whatever, want the child to be a different religion, right? Would you have a conversation about that? Of course, I then was being smart and said I don't have a religion, right? But um, I'm like, yeah, we can. I said no on the show, but we can have a conversation about it. But see, stuff like that to me would be something that would be talked about before a child even was conceived, that before the relationship would even go any further. So certain
Right.
things that we talk about in relationships, I feel like certain conversations are already had when you first come to the table. So if I have to keep reiterating that you are to be faithful or cheating is my deal breaker, how many times am I to repeat that?
And it's true.
You shouldn't
But
have
I'm
to
saying
repeat it
you
because
have
you gotta be
women that say that all the time. You have men that say it too, but they still stay with a person that cheat.
This is
So
true.
if right, so if
Been
those type
there.
of things are made into a normalcy, then a person going to do until they can't do no more. A lot of times,
Sure.
And
you
I
know what I
definitely,
mean.
when you
So
said that, I've definitely personally have experienced that before, but I was also making an escape plan, and here I am today. Hello, you know, but because it was like, okay, it goes to the getting somebody out your system, want to steal somebody, rocking, knocking the boots. Okay, and
I just
then
think that when people, like want to still live their life out there, don't get
okay,
committed. Don't get committed. Like you don't have to be committed, and you could go into everything just being 100% honest. But I
that's
do
easy.
believe that a lot of people now they'll go into something and they don't really care what it is. They might have their specifics of why they're there. They might marry into somebody with money. Do you think
Yeah.
they care whether they got a partner they sleeping with outside of them and all of that? They don't care. They feel like they live in a lavish life.
Yeah.
So I believe that the goalpost just been moved around so much that today you really might gotta ask. You might gotta say it.
oh my God.
It is
But
crazy.
I'm
It's
saying
easy
if
for
it's
us to
people,
say
Look,
that,
I'm
but
with you,
people just
CJ.
stuff it.
CJ said that is crazy.
But it's true.
It
It's
is.
not false
It
though. It's
is.
true.
That's
It's true. You
wild.
got women out here. I mean, they
Listen.
all over TikTok. They all over TikTok. They live in the lavish life. They live in the what they call it. They got certain lives words they put to it. But they live in a soft
The
life. They live in a
lavender.
soft life and all that crap. They don't care about that. They have a whole wife on the side over there with them, somebody else. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. If y'all even look, and I ain't trying to like down y'all dude Kevin Samuels and any other woman out here that was talking, it's like a divide. It almost divided us. We didn't used to be beefing about these things before. We had issues, don't get us wrong. I think it's things people spoke on. But I mean, the divide was coming crazy because people's lives have changed so much that the expectations changed a lot.
yeah.
So it's just crazy. Everything flipped around. So it's like, wow, you really might gotta ask because it's too many people doing different things. Expectations has changed. People want different stuff. You could be talking to you blue in the face, but if a person gonna be a cheater, they gonna cheat. They ain't worried about you and what you talking about. Sometimes you gotta make them a believer that you're leaving. So
Benita said sugar babies.
yes, they got all kind of
I
them out
don't
there. Look,
know.
they got whole names.
I'm with
They got whole names.
I'm with CJ on this one. If we have now reached to the point on this planet Earth where we can get married and I still gotta check in to see, hey, do you know that this mean you ain't supposed to step out? Jesus, start the rapture.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
It's
enough.
crazy
Because
though, like
what
that.
are
It
we
really
Please
doing?
is.
start the rapture.
Yeah, what are we
It's
doing?
But I
I
If
think
you
feel like
even
that.
if you ask
I
someone to
agree
be in
with
a
it.
relationship with you, I don't know, man. And maybe we all got different things, but it's like even asking somebody to be in a relationship with you, when you are asking somebody to be with you exclusively and y'all be exclusively, we have to have the conversation about you not stepping out. I feel like that is already going to be the conversation already once we get together because you're going to know going into it. Oh, I'm not playing this.
Yeah, because what's the
But I
point
mean,
of
is
us
that
even
not
going
most
to this? That's a question. We might as well stay single. Like, what's going on in this society where all these rules is changing? Like,
Changing.
why people can't just be by themselves? If you want, what's the point of getting in a relationship with somebody and then changing the rules on what a relationship means? Why get in a relationship with somebody if you still want sleep around? Just stay single. Stop changing the definition of everything. What's
yes,
wrong with
that's
people?
the
Yo?
whole point. But I guarantee you, though, even all of that stuff sound crazy, I guarantee you that y'all could point more to that other side than y'all could point to something that is more simple life and real and back in the day. Because
Right,
people
but
step out all the time, like they do it
yeah,
all the time. Y'all
yeah.
go in it with the agreement of we not cheating. Come on. We all do it. You then
We
flipped
do.
out on dude and
Now
dude
we
then flipped
do.
out
Now
on you.
I get that. We do.
We do it
We
all
do
the
go
time.
to we do go now. Don't get me wrong. People who don't cheat will never understand a cheater, right?
I
Hmm.
definitely
True.
don't, because I ain't
And
never
why
cheated a
people
day in
do
my
it
life.
because
Me either. I'm no cheater myself, but I
yeah,
mean I didn't seen it
I'm
around me
not
a lot.
I'm not either. So it's like I definitely, and what they say, ignorance is bliss. You know, certain things I just ain't even able to think upon or know just
Right.
because that's just not me. But at the same time, it's like, yo, if we meet and we start dating, and I'm gonna tell you, oh, I like kids, or I don't want kids, or I want to move out the country one day. I don't want to live it. Like I'm having these conversations with you prior to us getting to know each other. So if that's what it is, and we're talking, and then we end up making this thing of make it official, right? I don't think that I have to, like, why? Like, now I gotta keep having this conversation with you.
Mm-mm. No, absolutely not.
You ask for the commitment, we get committed. Now I gotta keep asking you, well, what does the define committed?
I'm gone.
This is too much thinking. It is stinking thinking. We live in a stinking thinking culture to where as though it's one thing to have a relationship check-in. Hey, how's things going? Is there anything you need to work on? What you need more of, less of? Okay, well, I would like you to be a little more attentive. Oh no, lately I'm dealing with some things with self. I don't want you to feel away if I'm a little distant, but this, that, and the third. Like communicate that. Keep me abreast is what they
You
call it.
know what
But
I think the problem is, though? And I really hate to get this deep, but this
No,
a
let's
real
get deep.
thing.
Let's
shake
get
the
deep.
table.
This a real thing. It's the fact that society is glorifying more and more bullshit as time go on, and it's
True.
strategically done because especially among is I don't want to single it out
Here we
to a
go. Here we
particular.
go.
No, I'm saying no. Listen, I don't want to single it out to a particular race, but I'm gonna speak from a black perspective because I'm black and I see what's going on with black people. It's a thing that's being strategically done to keep us behind the wheel at a certain pace so that we don't ever get to the point to where we actually operate in common sense and operate in a fashion that allows us to build and really elevate as a people. Because why, like everything we talk about now, why are we talking about are you gonna cheat on me if we're in a relationship? What the fuck kind of question is that if we're in a relationship? You got entertainers, rappers, singers glorifying cheat culture. Why? Wait, why? All this stuff don't do nothing but keep us divided.
Mhm.
We going back and forth on
But
the internet every day, all day about the simplest, stupidest stuff, and all that does is keep us behind the wheel.
Mhm.
For the most part, we ain't talking, we ain't going back and forth or collaborating as a whole about things that's going to actually build us. The things that we going back and forth of in a broad perspective online in the music is uh light skin, dark skin. Oh, if you got this many baby fathers, then you ain't this. Oh, if you this, then you that. You feel me? Like, come on, yo.
Yeah, I
Nothing that actually builds us and brings us together. All the things that's put on the forefront, that's on the front line of our so-called topics of discussions, are
yeah,
all things that keep us divided.
yeah,
Yes, yeah, yes, that's the truth.
yeah.
That's the
And
truth.
and they also say that um, you know, can you really, is it really the people who are pushing it or is it the absorber? Because there are some,
Both.
people who don't
It's
really
both.
know how to separate the internet
Back
from
from fiction.
reality.
And a lot of
It's
people
both.
don't.
It is both.
And they know this. That's why
Yeah.
they continue to put the press on making sure he never learn how to separate the two. That's why it's a distraction everywhere. That's why
Yeah.
everywhere you turn around, there's advertise. Yo, you know the advertising industry is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Why you think on every platform you get on, or no matter where you at, is a commercial cutting you off every 5 to 10 seconds about something to buy or something to indulge in this, something to indulge in that. Distractions
First of all,
everywhere.
yes, and they listening to everything you even talking about, first of all. So they already know your vulnerabilities a lot of times, and they could be feeding you that only on your own line. And I know that sounds
Exactly. It's to
crazy,
keep you
but I just,
stagnated.
yeah, like it's so crazy and sick now that like, yeah, whatever. But I just feel like,
But
everything is definitely out here for a divide. We have to know that's why it's important for you to have a mind of your own. I get some
Mhm,
things because some stuff speak to you in the space you in at the time. If you in a
mhm.
breakup or you done been through something, you lost somebody, any of this stuff can speak to you where you are right now, and you could be
That's
all
true.
in. You 100%. Like they might dog a woman or a man. You feel hurt right now, so I'm dogging them too, and I'm dogging her. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm,
Like you lost somebody, you could be hurt by the loss of a person. You right there with that right now, and they speaking to that. So I
mhm.
get why people fall into the advertisement stuff and why it's so easy to go along with these things. You know what I mean? But it's important for you to always think outside of the box. You got to still have a mind of your own. Somebody could be speaking on something you in right now, but don't agree with everything just to agree. When you know it's wrong, talk outside of that.
Yeah.
Talk
Yeah,
outside of that.
it's
Speak
hard
outside
for
of
a lot
that.
of
That
people
don't
to
mean
do that.
Well, I
everything
look at
they're
it. I look
saying
at
is
the
correct.
internet. I know that they're doing it in things like that, and how advertisements and stuff are just going on. But maybe I do view it a little differently. I see it as television. TV, when you watch
yeah,
TV shows, TV has what? Commercials selling you stuff, advertisement. It's no to me, it's no different. The internet is no different from television,
No, it's the
except
same
for
exact thing.
except for you get to
That's why
see
we
Right,
gotta
but
reduce
y'all,
it and start
right,
right,
but you just
but
opening
y'all
more
know
books.
2 million people
everybody's
that ain't never knew a thing, and TV teaching them everything. The
Yeah, it's
internet
the
teaching
same
them
thing.
everything. You
That's
got
why we
yeah,
people
gotta
right
learn
now
as
who
a
but
learning
whole.
they done
everything
chewed
from
me
the
up, child.
internet and TV.
They ain't even let me finish my thought.
My bad, Candace.
I'm sorry, Candace. I'm
my,
sorry. I'm
my,
sorry.
my
I'm
No,
bad.
sorry. I'm
My,
y'all,
sorry.
my bad.
y'all, I know how to get them going, don't I? Thank you,
Listen, but
Mhm.
Lord.
you do. I'm sorry. You got people learning everything off the internet and TV right now, or we wouldn't have all these advertisements. They know how to come at you because they know what they selling, they know what they pushing, they know all of that. And if you are not a person who could think outside the box, and we know a lot of people like that.
Yeah,
We personally know a lot of people like that. They can't think outside the box. They gonna go with everything. See, I can respect anything, even with these politics. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. I don't care about that. But are you speaking right and wrong is my thing. Are
yeah.
you speaking right and wrong? You might be the person who making the money, so you want this money stuff to work for you, so you vote Republican. Okay, you know
Here
what
we
I
come,
mean? But are
girl.
you good with them smoking 10 million kids and all of that? Because that's what's going to speak to me when you start talking. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it's
Mm-hmm.
different stuff that make me grab onto different stuff. But you will have people jump on a bandwagon. They're not separating anything.
Right.
Anything. They're going to ride till they die. That's what these little Trump supporters is like. A lot of them, they don't care about certain stuff. I can respect you for certain stuff, but once you not care about, little immigrant kids and all of that, and hey man, you crossing the line at this point.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
that's
line
why I
being
said
crossed.
I feel like that it's all to me. It's just the internet is just like television. They, a lot of people are on their phones. You have 2 million people on this platform and another billion on TikTok, and they just do what works as far as They use the internet is now the new television because TV stations and shows and stuff are dying off. There are a lot of reruns. A lot of people aren't really watching television. You see now, we now no longer have to have cable. You just need the internet to stream, because you can get the apps to everything. Yeah, you got to pay for it all the time. So sometimes if you get 40 apps, you might as well go ahead and just get the cable service. You know what I mean? They come out to the same price, but however, I think that I don't know. I know that it's a lot of heavy influence, but I also know that there are people, I.e. included, that use the internet to push things to better themselves. I think that whatever goes on in the entertainment, because I too use forms of commercials. I can't get my shit on TV, but I can get an ad on Facebook. I can get an ad on Instagram. I can get an ad on TikTok. And if I pay for this ad and it comes across on your screen, you have the right, just like with anything else. You're either going to look at it, be interested in it, or you're not. So I look at the internet like it's TV.
Right. Thank God for you, because you are the one, one of the people who can separate. It's 1,000,001 not yous out here that can't separate.
Yeah.
Not
They
only
don't got
that, but
nobody talking to them. They don't got nobody talking to them about
and look, and this may be my ignorance, because what I say, ignorance is bliss. But I would hate to believe that everybody is, a lot of people, I know there are, okay, for the kids. I understand the kids and little teeny boppers, little 20-something-year-olds. Okay, that's cool. Well, it ain't cool, but I get it. But I would hate to believe that everybody who's on the internet does not think that the internet is not a real, thinks that the internet is a real place.
right.
Like, I don't want to believe that. I know.
They live in fantasy world. They live in fantasy world. They do.
Things was presented real different when we grew up. Like the family dynamic that was shown on TV to us is very different from the way it's shown now. And things that are shown now is more glorified because it's considered the culture. It's a good thing to be doing this.
Yes.
Where we looked at things, it was a mom and dad in the house raising kids. Not the mom and dad in the house and then dad got to go over here to this house and
I mean, but wait, it was like that though.
Not for the most part, it was not presented like that. Not when I was coming up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't.
Because it's giving everybody got some kids when they fall aside. I ain't gonna hold
you. But now it's like it's glorified. Like you see it in the
it's true. Everything ignorant is glorified. They glorify all ignorance.
Yeah, right.
They glorify all ignorance, and the crazy thing, when y'all really pay attention to it, the ignorance is glorified on our behalf, though. If y'all pay attention to it, like the ignorance is all glorified on blacks all day, all night. You get what I'm saying? And we fall into it, is what we don't be realizing. We fall right into it. You get what I'm saying? It's so easy to fall into, but I think it's because they prey on everything else we have going on. You get what I'm saying? If they put a picture out there that you come from a tough background and you poor and all of this type of stuff, and you could be a sexy red, there's a girl. What's her song? I'm gonna learn that song. Okay? But I'm just saying, if you could be a sexy red, I respect all those young girls who looking at sexy red from the ghetto, and they be looking like, I'm gonna be sexy red because she look like me. You get what I'm saying? And I get the dream, but when you really look at the bigger picture, what the hell is they pushing? What's being pushed? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's so much craziness that really be happening seriously around us. That's why we be broke down like this, because they could push anything on us, and it's so easy to do, because what they say, money be the root of all evil. And a lot of us be on every side of the world because of money. You get what I'm saying? That's why I was talking to my daughter today. I was like, Dad, when you think about it, I know that they be always saying conspiracy theory type stuff. But I remember when I used to hear the saying, selling your soul. I didn't have the best understanding of it when I was younger. But now as a grown up, you get it. People sell their soul 100%. All the time. They do it all the time. You have people out here that will be talking against our whole entire race, and they is us. Okay? Yep. For money. They ain't worried about that because they sitting on a hill right now and they gonna drag us to the white meat.
Yep.
Well, you know, we drag. I mean, we drag us to, and
Right, but that ain't making it better and it don't excuse it.
no, it
Nope.
doesn't make any better, and
It
it
don't
doesn't make
excuse
any
it.
better, and it definitely doesn't excuse it, but it definitely gives a, you know, at what point do you wake up? At what point do you
Okay,
wake
all
up
I can say is
and
if
take
if you
control?
come
Because
from
look at
some
the show.
poor
Because
stuff
look at the
and you ain't
show.
never heard,
Natalie
you
Nunn
gotta
show the baddies,
yeah,
right? So on
yes.
Natalie Nunn show baddies, you know, I've been seeing it because I like to see what my kid is looking at, and here it just what I've seen over the years is getting more and more violent, and now it's
Mhm.
Right.
like there are no storylines on the show. Everybody's just fighting, and it's like now they're fighting for like blood, right? They're out for it. Then you have people who, yeah, you may not like him, and yeah, y'all feel like all his shows is the same, but shoot, he's a black man that got his own studio now. I don't know what he did. I can't speak to if he's right or he not. But what I'm saying is, we give Tyler Perry the biggest grief when Tyler Perry
Okay.
does do his movies, and even though he
Yep.
does his movies are on relatable stuff. It's not like every character in his movie is a poor black struggling woman. He has shows and he's had movies where the families have been successful, you know? So
Mhm.
it's like people just want to have something to say just to sometimes have something to say. And it's like, oh, well, he doesn't do what is it that you would like for him to do a movie on? Because all of his stuff, his movies have messages in them. Are you listening to them? But when he was just doing his plays were the same way. But because now it's on the TV screen and it's in the movies and now it's reaching millions of people, now everybody feel like, oh, he keeps doing the same thing. Hello, he didn't do anything but take what he did on stage and put it on the screen. So it's one of those things where it's like, yes, we can always say that they're going to play a part with bashing us, right? We know that. Okay, cool. We got that. We didn't see that since 1929. But we don't have to play a part in that. And even
Exactly.
But
when
we
you do
do.
have
We do
somebody,
though.
even when you do have somebody that is doing something productive, we have something to say about
Right.
that, you
But
know,
we
or
supposed to. Because the one thing you're still not looking at is the selling of your soul. Now, if all of us was not out here selling our soul for $1, you know how much we would be together? It's
but the
horrible when you could
but
look.
the
If
selling
you
of the
went back to
soul, but the
Harriet
selling
Tubman and
wait
Harriet
a minute,
Tubman was
because the
black,
selling of
like
wait a
dragging a
minute, but
black
the
boat.
selling of the soul is an individual choice.
Right.
Yes,
Exactly.
right. And guess
So
what?
my
That
thing is that
individual choice
regardless,
is
wait a
what
minute.
they'll push.
So my thing is, regardless if somebody is doing this and these things and these narratives and stuff are getting pushed, okay, cool. We understand that. But the point of the
Right.
matter is, yeah, you do have people that do things for $1, but that's a choice. Because
Right.
you have a lot of people, there are plenty of celebrities, athletes,
Mhm.
actresses, actors who did not sell a soul and didn't get anywhere,
Yep.
or
And
may have
that
been
is true.
or
And I
may have
wish
been
they would
black or may
advertise
have
that a
been
little more.
blackballed. So what I'm
If
saying
they
is,
advertise that
and
more,
they
that
may
would be
have been
better.
blackballed, but even with that, right? Um, it's a choice.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
everybody is not going to fold for $1. Everybody is not going to just let you walk over them because X, Y, and Z. It does happen because it's enticing. It can be enticing, but at the same time, too, it's still a choice. Whether something is being pushed 100 times or 45 times, we can choose not to indulge in it. We can choose to turn the other way. We can choose to
Turn it down.
push,
You have a
push,
lot of
right,
Right.
actors.
push
But
more
that, but that
positivity
is the
stuff.
message that need to be pushed the most. Don't walk into that. Don't. Because it's easy and it's
But
a
you have
challenge. And
people,
I'm going to tell you why.
but you have people who walk into those moments at the same time. And when they walk into those moments or they want to push this thing, you have people who will say they crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You have people who will say,
I'm
oh,
talking against it.
they're lying. We have
Yeah,
people
when you're
we will
talking
have
against it,
people, wait a
That's
minute.
part of the
We will have
programming.
people who say,
when you're
oh,
right, that's a part of the program.
that's not
Like
like,
like
come
you
on,
said, right.
wait a minute, y'all, because we live in a world where you can't even say you've been sexually assaulted by somebody without somebody saying you're lying.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's real crazy.
So it's, so it's
This is
just the
true.
whole thing of the matter that is like, yo, at the end of the day, yeah, I don't care what is being pushed. When you do have the opportunity to do something right, what are you doing? We talked about this a couple months ago in regards to the co-worker, you witnessing the co-worker be mistreated and you don't want to speak up, or you don't want to go on the co-worker's EEOC complaint because you don't want to be retaliated against, because people ultimately always look and go out and look out for themselves. So it's like we definitely push that, but when the opportunities do present itself, as some of us who may have been on that show or not on air, I remember CJ's response, and even with that, not singling you out, but it goes with the conversation where he said, "Yo, I mind my business."
Right.
Where so I'm the person where I'm in everybody's business, not
Right.
because I'm afraid of being retaliated against, not because I am just a person where I speak up, right, wrong, or indifferent. You're not going to mistreat anybody
Right.
in front of me, and I'm not going to be afraid that if I speak up, because Benita got a complaint at work, and I know that they didn't skipped her in this promotion 20 times. Or I know that they're mistreating her. That I'm going to be like, when she comes time and she decides she wants to take a stance, and Benita comes to me and Benita talk every day. We at work, we keep, we might hang out outside of work, but then let's see, it comes to it, and then Benita say, hey, you know what they've been doing to me, right? I put you down as a witness, X, Y, and Z. And I tell Benita, oh, I ain't getting in that. So it's like yes, we definitely see things are being pushed. Yes, we know what they're going to do. But what do we do? What do you do, the individual person?
You gotta
When
push.
you see
You
somebody,
have to push the truth. You gotta push the truth.
when you definitely
That's
see
it.
somebody they're walking on the street getting their ass beat by their boyfriend or something, do you intervene or you keep on scrolling? When you see somebody in a car, or if you see somebody get unalived or commit a crime, do you intervene? No, because you don't want to be on nobody's witness list. Do you see these things? So my thing is, a lot of the times where when it comes to a lot of things, I totally understand it and I totally get it. But at the same time, it's like, but when you are put in the predicament where you can sit and you can speak up, 9 times out of 10, we ain't saying nothing. You see your homeboy, you know your homeboy ain't right. You know your homeboy ain't taking care of his kids. You ain't gonna stop popping bottles or hanging out with that clown. You know he over here, he messing around with his wife. He don't come home when he beating on his girlfriend. You ain't gonna stop being friends with that clown. And if you catch you see your homegirl band cheating 9 times out of 10, most of you gonna be quiet and ain't gonna say nothing. So it's just like, no, there may be different things where we can speak up on these things, but when these things happen and you see these things, what do you do?
I just think all of it is individual, because people come from different backgrounds, one way or another, no matter how you look at it.
Absolutely,
Like
and we can't
everybody,
change that. We can't
right?
change
But
that.
that's the
Even if
point.
you
Like,
come from
but
a
you gotta
different
still
background,
understand, Candace, that everybody's still not in every space at every time. People
so
be young and
if
stupid
we
as crap. They
understand
might
that,
not even get it. If I seen somebody blow somebody brains out in my family because somebody told, it might shut me up.
okay,
It might.
okay,
You
okay,
might be the person that came forward straight off the tops. You ain't with it. I ain't disrespecting you because of it.
yeah,
And I ain't gonna be mad that you don't understand my predicament either. I don't care, because I ain't trying
yeah.
to get my brains blowed out.
So,
Okay?
so even if you like not making it about you and me, this that, but
No,
even
please.
with
Come on. It's a
even with
conversation.
you saying that, then that kind of goes back to everything that y'all are saying. That we can't just keep saying, oh, all these things are being pushed, but then when something comes up for a change or for you to do something or speak up for something, you don't want to say nothing because
But
you may
no,
not
that's
be.
why you keep
Wait a minute. You
pushing
may
the
not be
truth.
at this point in
It's the
life. You
truth.
may not. We all are on different levels in life. We all on different paths. We understand all of that, but it's like take all of that off the table because at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong.
This
And
is true.
when it comes time for whomever to leave here, you got to answer for what you did. You might not speak up today, but you
Yes.
think you ain't going. You think you ain't going to have to answer to that?
You probably
You think
will.
You
Don't
think
get
you're
me
not
wrong,
gonna
but I
be?
just
You
know
think
like
you're not gonna be questioned about it? And I think that that is one of the biggest things that goes on in the world today with how we treat people, regardless of what it
yeah.
is, regardless of how we treat people. I don't care what your color is, what your race is, what your religion
Mhm.
is. It's how we treat people. We treat people jacked up for a day. We judge people by what they doing tomorrow, and then here it is. We forget that you still being judged by everything you do in the spiritual world, where don't nobody got no say but the man upstairs. And you have to answer to everything that you do. If you didn't have
And
to
this is
answer
true.
for the things that you do and how you treat people, then what would be the point of repentance? What would be the point
The
of
only
changing?
thing I can say is keep pushing the
What
truth.
would be the point of any of that if we could walk around and just constantly do what the hell we wanted to do with no consequences? Then there would be no laws, there would be no rules in place, there would be no, hey, well, you better get yourself right when you go to leave here, because you know you're gonna have to answer to some stuff. The problem is we live for today and we focus on the day and we focus on the
Yeah.
living and the now, that we don't even think about what it looked like when we leave here.
All I can say is I feel like people go through different experiences. Sometimes they're in different times in their life. You know what I mean? I could go back in my life where I was super ignorant to so much. If I didn't even speak to different people, I don't even believe that I would know certain stuff. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I feel like going through my life, speaking to different people, having different experiences is what made me grow up. So
Okay.
you don't know where a person is in life, is what I'm saying. Just because we right here today, we can't believe that everybody know what you know.
Right.
Nobody, everybody's experience is not yours. So just
Exactly.
because you see that this is what we need to be looking at, this is what we need to do now. If
Mhm.
somebody experiences opposite than yours, they not seeing nothing you see.
Right.
If they had no one talking to them or like no guidance in life, like because I'm outside the box in my family, so a lot of times I probably was sounding like a nutcase or whatever, but it is what it is. I had to talk outside of that a lot. I got a lot of information outside of that a lot. You get what I'm saying? So it's a whole lot of stuff that taught me outside of that. So I feel like a lot of times you be in
So we've
different
been going
spaces,
for a little
we can't
while.
have expectations that everybody know everything at a time. That's why I feel like
Right.
you just keep telling the truth. The truth is what will squash all of these things. They got to know what's real life, and they got to
Yeah.
know it's something better outside of that. If I
Yeah.
see like I was bringing up to you, if I see somebody in my family brains get blowed out on retaliation, did you think that ain't gonna scare me to death? I'm gonna be scared. I still gotta live here. I can't really just go tell they just killed somebody for doing it.
I definitely
And I ain't
understand
saying
that.
it's right. I'm not saying it's right. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's right. But I grew up in an area where don't tell anything is all existed where I grew up at.
Absolutely.
Now, this is a part of the brainwashing experience, don't get me wrong. It
Definitely.
is. But it's my
Definitely.
reality. It's my reality
Right.
at the end of the day. It's my
Right.
reality. You could be living all way outside of that. You ain't had to never really deal with nothing like that. So what you see is something totally different coming into this. You
Yeah.
see something totally else. And I get it. You know what I mean? But that's why I say people be from different places at different times in life. Period.
So I know that
Through
we've been going for a
everything.
while. Fellas, do you guys have anything you want to chime in?
No, I'm just listening.
Because I feel like we made y'all get quiet.
No, no, I'm just listening
Come
because
on, Andre and TJ. Come on.
I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk over nobody. And y'all was rolling, so I'm
No,
just
I hear
listening.
y'all. I hear y'all. I'm listening.
I, I forgot what I was gonna say.
No,
Y'all was going.
no, I definitely understand that there are definitely different levels to all of it. I truly do.
It is.
This is all good just for conversation reasons, because I know what I push, I know what I entertain, and I know what I'm into. Every now and again I like to play peekaboo and go down Hood Rat Valley. You know what I mean?
Listen,
See,
I be in Hood Rat Valley like never before in life. I be in
yeah,
the
see
most
what's
grossest
going on,
places
like
where
moving
I
to
don't belong. I
Like
do.
even
But
today, I said, while I was walking the dog, and I said today, I said, all right, I didn't see what's been going on social media too much. I'm like, all right, it's time for you to disengage. Um,
mhm,
just because I
That's
just
what we
felt
were
like
just talking about.
I needed a break, not a break like social media runs me, but it's like, all right, I just want to sit and be in peace. Um, but outside of that, we know that all these things happen. And again, it does, I feel like in situations where crimes do happen, nobody wins, everybody
yeah,
loses. Um,
true.
but at the same time, I only got one kid. And unlike this, similar to the Nolan Wells situation, I wouldn't know what to do if nobody really wanted to tell what happened to my kid. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't even like to fathom that thought, but I know that, you know, I'm not gonna be pro no, you keep quiet. It's like what
Oh,
happened
I
to my
get
kid?
that. I am with that. Like,
What
I
happened to
agree
my
with that.
kid?
I
What
agree
happened
with
to
it.
my husband? What happened
Yes.
to my man? I don't care. And my
Yes.
thing is, I think a lot of the times, yes, it is things that come with that, but I think if maybe we placed ourselves in the victim's shoes a little more, then we would be able to have different feelings with some of the stuff. But again, that comes from whatever you come from. Um,
Yeah.
but also with one of those things is like, two, my conscience, certain things gonna eat me up. So certain things
Mhm.
I ain't gonna be able to keep to myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Certain shit I'm not gonna be able to hold it in because it's gonna kill me. So um, I don't know. I think that this was a really good conversation. And whenever I get the three amigos online, it always goes left. And if Handy Mandy come on, it's gonna go all the
It's
way
not
left.
going left. It's just an interesting conversation. It's interesting. It is not going left.
Y'all
Because
know
I'm
how to
saying
make a
I
y'all know how
believe
to make a
everything you
topic.
believe. I
Look,
do. I believe
we
and
sit here
listen, I believe
discussing marriage
everything
being
you're saying.
we sit
I
here
do.
discussing marriage being a humiliation ritual. CJ said, "Why do we got to entertain the foolish on what's going on the internet?" Not a do, but okay, triggered much. Okay,
I'm just
but
saying, I do see it from the point that you're giving. I do, but I see it from every other point too. That's my only point. I don't knock a point. I don't. But I feel like everybody should be open somewhat because people come from everywhere with different backgrounds. We don't know their story at the end of the day. And we could
but
be
you
looking
will
at
say
our
that
story
everybody
and
needs to be open and come from backgrounds and should look at everybody. But then there will be also still be those people who are like, shit, I don't care. I'm not telling what happened to Malcolm. You know what I'm saying?
this is
And this is
true.
the thing.
This is true.
And this
But
is the
that's why
thing.
you don't be them.
And this is a true
You
story.
don't be them. That's why it's
This
important
is
for
a
you
true
to not
story.
be them.
April said, I think moles play a lot on the situation. What do you
What's
mean
me?
the moles? But here's the true story. Um, lost one of my good friends. And love him to death, right? And he used to tell me a lot of stuff. And I always felt like if I was talking to him at that time and hadn't moved and did all this other stuff, I would have been able to help solve his case, right? And his mother, right? Shout out to her. His mother, um, we talked. Um, and we would just have conversations and stuff. And to see, I want to say I was probably like 20 at the time. I was like, I had been looking for him, right? I had been looking for him. Like, dang, I haven't talked to him in a long time. I wonder how he's doing. I was like 19 or 20. And I remember like yesterday, I saw his mother and his son out at Chunky Cheese. And I was like, I've been looking for him because if I want to find him, I'll find you. I've been looking for him, and looking for him, and looking for him. Where's he at? I was like, where he at? Is he in here? And she was like, she said his name. She said, he got killed a couple years ago. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Wow.
what? Now he was her only son. They were best friends. It wasn't nothing he did, you understand? But in that situation, just speaking and talking to her, she was like, she wished she would have had more children because he was her only son. And she was
Right.
like, Candace, she was like, you have more kids. I'm like, girl, I ain't having no more kids, but I feel you, girl. But she like, you had more kids. And just talking to her, and she said he was with his sibling and a few other people. And she said he was there all the time. He was there every day, every day. And she said every single last one of them know what happened to my son. And this wasn't no they afraid or retaliate. That ain't even this type of situation. You understand? And she said she don't like me because of something between me, her, and his dad from in 82. You follow me? That here we are now. She was married to somebody else, everybody, and she said, I went and I pleaded, tell me so I can have some rest. Who did this? Who did it? And nobody said anything. And so I think sometimes things are different too when depending on the people that and sometimes in the situations that you ultimately end up being connected to. Because I remember having that conversation with her and how it made me feel and how her crying and saying she knows they know who did it. And because the mother don't like her, she won't tell her over a 50-year beef. So it's one of those type things where it be like, damn, we can hold a grudge and stuff like that. And in a situation where imagine if you go to somebody and they have the answers that could bring you some peace, and them mother freakers choosing not to do it, it gotta mess you up. It gotta make you feel
But
away.
that's why you got to look at inner self. But that's why you have to like push the truth because you want to change one person from not doing that. You could 20, you're gonna change one out of the
Look,
20.
April said something good.
You're gonna
April said,
change one person out of the 20.
true. April said there are people who stay silent when they should speak up, whether it's about she said whether it's about something that needs to be addressed while she said about a death, a difficult situation, or something that needs to be addressed while the environment we come from can shape us, it doesn't define us forever. Many people come from the same neighborhoods and circumstances, but choose integrity, accountability, and honesty. At some point, our character becomes a choice. Our past may explain our behavior, but it should never excuse it. Oh my gosh. Girl, I feel like you said everything I've been saying, girl. This right here. Look, this new setup make the comment block my face. Hold on. This right here, that right there is everything that I have been saying. Girl, I wish you could call in on the show, girl. This is everything that I have been saying for a while and just
So remember back in the day when they kept promoting the don't snitch, don't snitch, don't snitch.
mhm,
And then God turned them tables on the person who started that, and something happened to his family. And then he makes a public announcement: please snitch, please snitch, please snitch.
yeah,
So you see them saying like, don't make it. You want everybody else to shut up, but when it comes and hits your door,
yeah,
now somebody need to speak up because somebody know what happened.
yeah,
But you just had a whole movement on everybody keeping their mouth shut about everybody else's stuff going on. It can't work both ways.
yeah.
The only thing I'm gonna say to y'all is with that because
Wait a
I
minute,
don't look
Sharada,
at
you
it.
gotta let him finish, girl. Let him finish.
Go ahead, Andre. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
because it can't go both ways.
And
Yeah,
that's true.
So they want you at one point to don't do this, don't. But then it's over on this end. Somebody needs to speak up and say something.
yeah.
Okay. I
It,
get it.
And that's why like the one thing that what April just said tonight, shout outs to you. I haven't seen you here before, so I think you're a newbie. Thank you. Um, the one thing that she said that sticks out to me too is our past may explain our behavior, but it should never excuse it. And that many people come from the same neighborhoods and circumstances, but choose integrity, accountability, and honesty.
It's
And that's what I
100%.
and that's what I was saying too. Like at the end of the day, it's all an individual choice.
And it is. It
It's a
yeah,
definitely is.
choice. It's a
It
choice. And
definitely is.
and a lot of us are afraid to choose better.
Yes.
yeah.
But I think it's a part of the brainwashing part. I'm so sorry to say. Like, it's not that I disagree with what you're saying because I agree with it. I just know people come from different parts of life. They just do. I'm sorry. Like, where
Yeah.
you might choose this, somebody else gonna choose the totally opposite of this because they might be in the space that they never grown out of. And I'm not acting like it's an excuse at all. But I'm
Mhm.
just speaking on the ones that will. That's why people in jail. You get what I'm saying? Some people in jail committed crimes. You think that they probably just would have went out there and do that? Some of them will, but I'm telling you, some of them probably have problems that they never dealt with, and that's why they wind up there. They ain't nobody talking to them, or like when I be saying the little YNs need a little guidance. If people gave YNs some guidance, I ain't saying you're gonna change all of them, but I guarantee you're gonna change somebody. You're going to change somebody there. If we just gave up on all of that ignorance, because we got to remember we was ignorant before too. We was ignorant to something at some point. I don't cut them people out. Now, if you got to get cut out at some point because you might be the little America's Most Wanted, I get it. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like that's the whole problem too sometimes is people don't have a village. That's why they be
Or
YN
what the
a lot
man
of
say?
times.
Or
Some
what the
people
man
do.
say on the internet?
It's
Well,
a
what
whole
if the
village
Sometimes the
village is
village
retarded.
retarded?
retarded, and this is true. This
Village
is true.
definitely
But I
retarded.
mean, if somebody listen, at some point in your life, if people just gave up on you, where would you be?
Right
That's
now,
it.
Like serious.
the way Trump got the economy, I'd have been on a pole, popping pussy.
Okay, listen, I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
show
like in real
Okay,
helicopters
life,
in
if
DC.
you
huh?
if everybody gave up on you, where would you be? And I'm not saying you got to be out here saving the world. Don't get me wrong,
No,
but
don't
some
get me
people can
wrong.
be
I
saved.
mean, shout outs
Some
to
people
me
can.
because, like I said, I'm just
But
really
that's
glad
why
because
everybody got to
you
pay.
just
Everybody
never
got to
know
pay.
where you never know where you would be, and I
Yeah.
feel like that too. And even though I was not no hood rat, hoodlum. Well, I was a semi hoodlum. I was a hoodlum with class, but at the same time, had it been, I would probably. I would still probably be on the speedboat to hell, but I wouldn't even want to say that because I feel like God always finds a way.
Right. That's why they
He's gonna
intervene.
find a way to
That's why they
get you
intervene.
where he needs you to be. So I can't even say that
Yeah.
I would probably be a what you call, but what I can say is thank God I caught on when I did.
But I
Because
do love this
baby,
conversation because I believe you need to see it from every point of view. That's the only reason why I'm the bad guy a lot of times. You got to see it from every point of view. You
yeah,
got to
no,
see
I
it
know,
from
and I don't
every
think you're a
point of
bad
view.
guy. I don't think you're a bad guy. I know how you do. You come from everybody thing, and you know you like to be in the
I
gutter, and
do
you
not
know
be
I say
trying to
all
think.
the
Look, I'm in a gutter.
yeah,
I'm
you
in a
stay in
gutter.
the gutter by
I will
yourself.
save the people in the gutter. I'm sorry. Like I will.
I
You know
definitely
what I
think that
mean?
But
this
I
was a
want to be
really good
safe
show.
also.
Huh?
Andre, I'm still here, Andre. I'm coming to get you.
I said we would save the people in the gutter, but they would have to want to be saved also.
Yeah.
Yes, and I
We can
that
save
I agree with you. I
help.
agree with you. I agree
And
with you. I do.
the first
I
step, if
agree
you
with
don't
that.
realize that, you got to take the first step on your own. Can't
I
nobody
got you.
always grab your hand and do it for you.
No, I just think that
So
like if you put something out there to a person in the gutter and they fighting this and they acting like you got to stay there to pull them to walk away. You get what I'm saying? Somebody gonna grab your hand in that gutter. I guarantee you. Out of 10 people, you gonna have one at least. You
I'm
gonna
gonna
have
be on the
one.
sidewalk.
You gonna have one. I will go get the people in the gutter. I'm hurrying
Yeah,
Tubman.
I'm gonna be
Okay.
on the sidewalk because I always tell you, you got to know yourself. You got to know where you are in life.
Yeah, and I
right,
mean, and that's important. And what you saying is correct.
And
You know
certain
what I
things
mean?
I just
But I
I ain't
do.
gonna entertain.
I feel like everybody have a path in life, though. That's my
Yeah,
thought. You know
certain
what I
things I
mean?
know when I
And
like at this
everybody
point when
ain't
I
gonna
was
be in the
doing
same place. So
and
just
some people are
just
content where they are.
yeah,
yeah.
They're
and
happy
that's true.
and
That's
content.
true. That's true.
Happy
I'm
and
not
content.
denying that. I'm not denying that at all.
They're happy and
You
content
know
where they
what I mean?
are. It
That's true.
fits their plane, and that's where they choose to stay.
This is true.
Yeah.
And what's wrong with that? If that's what they want from themselves, that's what they want for
If I would
themselves.
say that, I'm with
Number one
y'all with
important.
that. I'm not denying that at all. You know what I mean? I do believe that. But, I do believe in other stuff too outside of that. I'm not going to lie because I do feel like a lot of times if everybody give up on you, who you got? because you don't know everybody's story. You know what I mean? It could be a person going through all type of stuff. They don't know no better because this is all they know. It's all they know. And I'm not saying it's your job to go back and save everybody because that might not be your path in life.
Yeah.
That might not be your path. Your path is not right there.
Most
So of course you're not
most
going back
people that
there. I
made it,
understand that. I respect it. You get what I'm saying?
most
But
people that
it's
made it,
somebody out there that might go
Wait a
back and
minute,
get
he's
them.
trying to say something, Tremanda.
most
Uh-huh.
people that made it is because they didn't give up on themselves.
Thank you.
They didn't
And
Yeah.
give
it's
up on
okay.
themselves.
I'm not
Don't make
denying that.
it on you. You could be at rock bottom. Long as you don't give up on yourself, and long as you're centered and know that is a higher power and somebody can you got this, you can do it on your own. You don't need you don't sometimes you don't need anybody to save you but yourself.
Yeah.
Starts self-love, self. Self is going to get you out of. Because
Okay,
everybody
can I be the
Yeah,
devil's
yeah,
advocate
yeah,
before you hang
yeah,
up?
and that's also
Can I be the devil's?
wait a minute, Tremanda girl, wait a minute. And that's definitely I definitely totally get that too, because it goes back to even when you are and people who battle addiction, you can want this person all day long to get clean. You know what I mean? You could buy them the best houses. You know, case in point, we see it with Krishan's mother. You know, she went and brought him out of her house. She moved her out of Baltimore. You can want the best for somebody all day long, but it definitely says, and even in the good book says, you have to want it yourself. Nobody can want it for you. People can encourage you. There are things to push you, but yeah, ultimately you have to want it. The first, even in AA, the first step to becoming better is admitting that you even have a problem. If you can't even admit that you have a problem, then that too is a problem. But it's okay that it's a problem because it'll be a problem until you're ready for it to no longer be a problem.
This is
Um,
true.
and that goes with everything. I know that we all do come from different backgrounds and all of that, but I like to speak to the people who know better, because a lot of times a lot of people who do know better still don't do better, you know. But what you could do is work on yourself and understand why you don't do better or why you're afraid to want better, because of the simple fact that, you know, yeah, you want somebody to cheer you on, but yeah, absolutely. Think about it. If me, with the ups and downs that I've had in life and the things I went through CCS, if I truly totally depended upon, oh, people pushing my stuff, I would have never made it 9 years. Because everybody don't push my stuff. My friends don't even push my stuff. My family don't even push my, people who be on the internet don't push my stuff. And I y'all know I always like to move me as the example. But I'm just simply saying that goes to what Andre said. You gotta want it. You gotta want everything for yourself. You gotta want whatever you're doing more than anything. And I want it. So yeah, I have my moments, but god damn it, I keep on going. Just because of the simple fact that, if even if it's somewhere I want to go, you want to go somewhere, and you don't go outside until all your friends are available. You can't do nothing unless somebody else is there. If the longer you keep waiting on people, you will never do nothing. People get tired, people change their mind, people renege on plans. It's a lot of that stuff. Life happens. Sometimes you just be like, I don't feel like it today, you know. So it's just like, ultimately we have to get out of depending on other people to always push us, and try a little bit to dig down and push ourselves. You gotta push yourself a little bit. You got to. Oh, now nobody wants to say, let's see how did
No,
that.
I agree with that though. Like, I'm not disagreeing with
No,
y'all because I think
my
y'all think I'm
screen
just
keep
disagreeing.
freezing.
I'm not. I really point out stuff because I want every point of view to be pointed out. That's it. You know what I mean? I don't want, people to get erased, because people will get erased because we are in different forms of life sometimes.
But what did
You know what I
CJ
mean?
say?
So
We always focus on that point.
we always focus on what?
CJ say we always focusing on that point.
What point?
I don't even know
What
what
point
y'all
was that?
talking about because my connection keep going in and out.
Yo, when you
I'm just
saying we
saying,
always
I
focus on.
honestly feel like people do be in different parts of their life. You know what I mean? I
Oh
do
yeah,
feel like
true.
at some point when I look back at my own self, if somebody would have erased me at this part of my life, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have been knowledge. I got knowledge outside of my family about certain stuff. If some
Yeah.
people did not take their time to acknowledge me, to give me this information, to pour into me, then I wouldn't be right here with this information right now. That's all I'm
True.
saying. And I'm not saying that is for everybody. Of course, I
Yeah.
wanted to know more stuff. I
Yeah, that's
wanted,
what
like
it.
I was
Yeah,
a
that's what it
person
comes
who
down
wanted.
to.
I did. I have to admit that part. I wanted to be informed. I had questions that people with my age wasn't asking at the time. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? So I do know that it's something that I wanted. But if you have people that's in a different space that don't even got time to be hearing this little young lady over here or this young man who even doing that, then that ain't helping nothing either. You get what I'm saying? But I do get it. No, you don't want to waste your time on somebody who don't even want it for themselves. I get that. I'm not
Absolutely.
disagreeing with that. I agree with that 100%. But I do know it's a whole lot of stuff missing out here. And this ain't just in our race. Don't ever get it twisted that it's just in our race. All over. It's going to be a whole lot of people out here uninformed of a lot of things who need some pushing. They need some pushing. That don't mean you got to stay right there for the rest of your life trying to push them. No, you put the information out there and you keep stepping. Put
Well,
the
in the
information
words,
out
well, in the
there.
words of Tina Turner, big wheels keep on rolling.
Turning, right. But I
Before we
mean,
get
keep
out of
turning.
here tonight, you guys, is there anything else you guys would like to say
That's it.
before we close out
All right,
tonight?
Andre and CJ, I got y'all. Look, y'all, my
Segment.
dudes up in here and
You
Bonita.
guys just witnessed. You guys just witnessed the battle of the
The Saxons. We was Game of Thrones.
Puritans. Look,
Mm.
battle of
Oh,
the old black versus the new black.
Damn, the
not
Okay,
black
the
versus
old
the
black.
new black.
y'all,
The
you
Damn,
guys,
old black
that.
is
I'm glad
crazy.
y'all showed up. She gave me.
CJ,
She
I'm
gave
telling
me.
you, I'm dragging you and Andre. Y'all the old black with me, goddamn it.
Listen, she done gave me. She done gave Andre. She gave CJ a lashing for massa. Okay.
You get
That
on
ain't a
every
bad
nerve I got.
title though.
She done laid me out and told me shut the fuck up. She got the
No,
mic.
I did not. I did not. I'm the devil's advocate. I'm the devil's
I
advocate.
know, girl. She look, y'all. She is so funny. We do this all the time, but y'all got to witness it firsthand, you guys. That the civil rights has spoken. Okay,
I
and
love y'all though. I'm telling y'all, I love these speeches because this the best thing. Like everybody need to hear all kind of stuff. That's
That
what
ain't a
make them have
bad
a mind of
title.
their own. That's what introduce the mind of your own. Okay, you gotta sit back and think on it now.
Yeah, that ain't a
well, you
bad
know what?
title.
Y'all get down there with that stinking thinking. She know I ain't think about that shit. Um, you already know. I'm not getting in the gutter with you, bitch. I'm on the sidewalk. I'm on the sidewalk. I'm not. You go
Mm.
over there, y'all out here watching tonight. Y'all listen. Y'all get on the sidewalk. If you want to be on the sidewalk, you want to be down there in the gutter, then you go over there with Aunt Maddie in the gutter. She giving out goddamn water, goddamn what else?
That's
Sandwiches,
I'm coming with that bottle of water, girl. I'm coming with that
goddamn,
bottle
and
of
she
water.
giving
Do
out a
you
new
think?
constitution.
Boy, man, sandwiches in the gutter. Yeah.
Yeah, she giving out everything. She giving out life in the gutter. Over here on the sidewalk, we not fucking with that. Come or don't come at
Somebody
all.
gonna help somebody. Gonna help somebody out here. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
we the new black. We the new black. Over here, we the new black. Fight for yourself.
I
Fight for
can't.
yourself.
New
Take
black
control of what you
versus the
take
old black.
control of what you control. All that what a white man control to go over there with that all black.
So now you ain't hear me say all that. I ain't say
No, I
all
know, I
that.
know. But yeah, so shout out to y'all. This show was the old black versus the new black. Shout out to
I
y'all.
cannot.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
that's
y'all.
not a
This was
bad
fun. This was
title.
fun. This was
Well,
always
you
fun.
guys, I just never know how it may go. We started off talking about clothes and comfortability and femininity. So CJ said, "Fuck us, we talk about these relationships for with these people with this." And then we got Sister Soldier on the line talking about we the people. And you got Audra over here like, man, fuck that. We the new black. Okay. So we trying. We
All right,
trying over here,
Andre. I'm
y'all.
coming to meet you, Andre.
Audra, Audra, you better stick with what you know. Don't
Power
you
to the
go
With
over
Andre.
there. Andre, don't you go over there, Andre. You see that? Come to the light, Andre. Come to the light.
She gonna get him with that water and them sandwiches. She
Yeah,
got him.
no, don't look. That's what they do. Don't be enticed.
Yeah,
What ain't
got
TJ?
him.
What she say? Don't get distracted by the sandwich.
Yeah, the sandwiches and the water. She got him.
Sandwich water, she got you.
Oh, y'all over here trying to make me sound like the devil or something. Like, what's going on?
Oh, girl, you sound like the civil. You sound like the civil right girl. You let it lead us to freedom. To freedom.
Ain't that where we trying to get to?
Girl, listen, I'm already free. This the new black. The new black is free. The old black is still trying to get the freedom. I don't know. You pick a side. You feel me?
That is hilarious.
But this was fun.
I love y'all. I love y'all though. I love y'all. I'm the devil's advocate a little bit. I'm gonna be that all the time. I don't mean to be. My mind a little bit different.
She the devil's advocate, and I'm the angel's light. Okay, and on that note, we clash. Okay.
Goodbye.
But you guys, this was a great conversation. It was cool. I mean, I don't even know the title of the show. This show, look, and that's crazy because the new thing for this show that I came up with is called Candy Coated Secrets, where every voice matters. And goddamn it, she just made it man. You feel me?
Even the little people were hurt.
I'm gonna be silent next week. I'm gonna be silent.
Look, what Andre said, even the little people were hurt. Say it again, Andre.
Even the little people were hurt.
Okay.
Wait a minute, Andre, what you said?
Even the little people are hurt.
That's right. Even the little people are hurt over here. Okay. We hear everybody. We can have these discussions and nobody feeling no type of way. And that's what it's all about. You know, we share
talk, y'all. Let's just talk. I love y'all to death. Like I love y'all down rather. Yeah. Listen, we've been here for some years. Ain't no malice behind the conversation, right?
Absolutely. So on that night,
let's just talk about.
So on that, do anybody else have anything they would like to? Would you guys have anything you would like to say before we go? Because I just want y'all to know, y'all have been having me on here for 2 hours every damn week.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a
good thing.
So y'all better share these shows. Y'all better double tap, subscribe.
Listen, I'll be having fun in here with Andre and CJ. Okay.
Girl, listen. One thing Andre gonna do. Andre ain't gonna leave me by myself. See, you already over here. Andre ain't gonna leave me by myself. CJ straddling the fence. I can't be fucking with him.
No, my connection kept cutting off, so I was
every time it comes time for him to pick a side, he either got a bad connection or he's sleepy. I can't even.
I don't know.
It sound like a lie.
No, seriously though, I don't know what's been going on my phone for the past couple days. Like my phone been tripping.
I'm getting triggered. Now you sleepy all the time.
That's getting triggered.
Sound like a lying ass nigga to me.
Oh my God!
I'm getting triggered.
You know what? I want one of them sandwiches, man. Give me those sandwiches.
Oh, you over there with the whole black. Y'all should have won another person. Andre, he done left us. He done went with the old black. See how he do? He just said that the sandwiches was what do you say, Andre? The sandwiches is nasty in the gutter. Now he want to go in the gutter. See, having that fast. What she say? What you do? You just sold your souls. He just sold his soul on live.
In real time.
2 hours in, that nigga decided to go there with the whole black.
Damn, folded like an envelope, huh?
The cheese on it.
Andre, now here go Andre. Come on, well, dude got cheese on it. You trying to leave me too? Right. and on that note, we gotta go.
Oh my God!
And this is why we so divided as a people.
Damn, yo, over a sandwich, yo.
Yo, niggas that left me for a sandwich.
Damn, son.
That's this was fun. Well, I enjoyed this talking to you guys tonight. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. You guys, even though the shows are 2 hours, I promise you, what in the words of Richard Pryor, what he say? What I may say may be profaned or something. What he say? Hold on, I'm about to pull it out because I gotta post that too. Because I said, okay, he better come through. So yes. So the show may be 2 hours. What he say? And the art is the ability to tell the truth, especially about yourself. What I'm saying might be profane, but it's also profound. Okay.
Yes, Lord.
Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor. Shout out to Richard. So, guys, thank you guys for joining us tonight. This was a great show. I'm really loving the fact that you guys are calling in. It's starting to let me see the topics that y'all are calling in on. Y'all are turning me into a walking Negro. I can't even get it out because every time I try to be serious, she always left me, and I'm so serious. Y'all done turned me, y'all. I done went to that African Maximum Museum down there in DC, and I done came back. I've been hit.
It is, yeah. Started something.
And she is to now. Every show is a walking Negro tabloid. Okay. So, but I truly appreciate it because this definitely gets back to what the platform, what my shows are for, what I do it for, just us listening to different perspectives, shedding light, making us look at other things. Some of us are a little more stubborn, some of us aren't, some may agree, some may not, but we all walking around leaving in harmony. And I do hope that the conversation still do replay. That's the whole point. Think about these things and talk about them. And like CJ said, culture so jacked up, it want us to just think and do anything, So we just have to do better. As Andre said earlier, we got to make better choices in regards to who we love and why we love them. And as CJ said, he had a question for us ladies. I hope I can clip that part. CJ said, ladies, he want to know, why do y'all feel like y'all can't get no better? So y'all stick with the bullshit dude that's taking you through everything. That's good. Then you have Handy Mandy who came through and said, hey, everybody has different perspectives. We come from different walks of life, and some of us is in the gutter. In the gutter, we got to make sure we get them out the gutter, And I think that is great that we have these different conversations and these different perspectives in a respectable manner, in a laughing manner. I think this was the first time I ever had to mute a couple mics. Y'all making me feel like I'm on my way to Hollywood. You feel me? Anytime I gotta start, wait, hold on, do that. I think the next time I do a show, I think to show the better or the sexes, I think we all need to do a show where I have a couple guests and you can't talk unless you got the button. And I get to control it and cut y'all off and let other people respond and all that. I think that'll be great.
That mic, man.
I got this. I'm gonna shut up next week.
No, you don't have to. No, you don't have to.
I'm gonna have to work on it this week. I got work to keep it quiet. I got work.
No, you good. I think I want to look into that and find some guests to where as though I am just the host of the questions. And let y'all answer them. That'll be cool. I think that'll be nice, y'all. We're gonna have to do that.
But this was fun. And y'all giving me stuff to ponder on. I heard y'all, and I might change my mind next week. Y'all might hear another answer, okay?
No, you keep your ass in that gutter. Keep in the gutter.
The gutter part I ain't gonna leave about, but I'm just saying I might hear something else.
But thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I thoroughly enjoyed the show. 2 hours later, and here we are. And I thank y'all for letting me eat. I wasn't gonna eat, but until CJ said, "Girl, you better eat your French fries. You better eat." Yeah, I'm like, all right, because I ain't want to be chewing on the stage, but I'm waiting to mess the rest of my food up. Hey man, I'm going to log off and I'm going to get down and chew it like a dog. So, all right, guys. Thank you guys. I will see you guys next week, hopefully. And I want you guys to having a great week. And pray for me, you guys. I'm moving into something new, and I'm praying that I'm able to stay doing the show at 8:00. Okay. Lord knows I need to do it. He knows I want to do it, but hope, prayfully things go well. And we're here as a new sheriff in town, and thank you guys. And don't forget to subscribe to the show. Thank you if you've sent donations. Thank you if you thought about it. Thank you for just share the show. We do still need to get some equipment in here. I'm trying not to be what y'all say. Trying not to go fund y'all to death. That's why I got my website. But the full color girls need some assistance. What she say? What would the gotta say today? It takes you to help the village. I need my village. But all right, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next week.